In the heart of New York, crime stories unfold daily. But one stands out, the Brink's robbery. It sparked fears and questions about safety. Let's dive into this gripping tale. In 1981, a group planned a daring heist. They targeted a Brink's truck in the Bronx. This ambitious plan aimed for a fortune but ended in tragedy. A security guard lost his life during the robbery. It sent shockwaves through the city. As the dust settled, FBI agents stepped in. They were tasked with unraveling the mystery. Their goal: find the criminals behind the heist. The investigation revealed connections to a radical group. This group operated inside the US territory, raising concerns. Step by step, agents uncovered leads. Witnesses provided crucial information. Surveillance footage offered vital clues. Each piece connected to a broader web of crime. Investigators found ties to other criminal activities, like drug trafficking. The ripple effect was immense. The robbery wasn't just about money. It showcased the growing affluence of organized crime. Local communities felt vulnerable. Trust in safety mechanisms wavered. Let's break this down further. The criminals had a plan, but so did the FBI. Advanced techniques were used to track leads. High-tech methods made a difference in this investigation. Agents worked tirelessly to bring justice. A key aspect was community involvement. Citizens helped by sharing information. It emphasized the power of teamwork in overcoming crime. The FBI's commitment restored some faith in law enforcement. Remember the Brink's robbery's aftermath. It wasn't just about catching thieves. It was about protecting communities from terror. This investigation highlighted real threats to society. In summary, the Brink's robbery was a significant event. It morphed from a heist to a symbol of fear. The FBI's resolve brought awareness to hidden dangers. They showed that crime could have far-reaching implications. Now, you know more about this fascinating case. If you want to learn more about crime prevention, click subscribe. Join us for more stories that matter. In the wake of the robbery, the city braced itself for change, realizing that security would need to evolve. Citizens banded together to demand better protection, raising awareness about their neighborhoods. Community meetings flourished, fostering discussions around safety practices and emergency preparedness. Local leaders began advocating for increased police presence, hoping to reassure residents that their safety was a priority. The FBI, meanwhile, continued to gather intelligence and deepen relationships with communities affected by the crime, forming a united front against threats. As the investigation progressed, the FBI honed in on the group responsible for orchestrating the heist, meticulously piecing together their backgrounds. They discovered connections to notorious figures known for their brazen methods and radical ideologies. This realization heightened urgency within the agency, pushing them to collaborate with local law enforcement in unprecedented ways. Community members, once fearful and doubtful, began to trust this united effort, seeing it as a beacon of hope against the shadows of organized crime. Through relentless effort and shared intelligence, a clearer picture emerged of the criminals' network and their motivations, igniting a fierce determination to restore peace. Building on these developments, the FBI launched a series of sting operations aimed at dismantling the group's structure. These operations involved undercover agents, who blended seamlessly into communities, gathering crucial insights and intelligence. With each operation, they inched closer to arresting key players and disrupting the gang's activities. Community trust blossomed as local residents began to see tangible results, restoring a sense of safety in their daily lives. The momentum gained from these efforts laid the groundwork for a comprehensive crime reduction strategy, which included both prevention and enforcement. Knowing that the road to justice would be long, the agents remained steadfast, fueled by their mission to reclaim peace and security for the city's residents. As the investigation reached a critical point, tension gripped the FBI team. They knew that every move could have consequences, and the stakes were higher than ever. With leads in hand, agents prepared for a breakthrough, meticulously strategizing their next steps. Informants surfaced, sharing whispers of imminent deals and plans from the criminals. The urgency surged. This was the moment they had been waiting for, a chance to not just catch the culprits, but to unveil the wider network behind the chaos that had plagued the city. As they coordinated their efforts, agents set up surveillance on the suspected hideouts of the criminals. Hidden cameras captured the daily routines of the gang members, revealing their intricate operations and careless disregard for the law. The net was tightening, and every frame brought them closer to the truth. The culmination of tireless efforts finally paid off as the FBI executed simultaneous raids on multiple locations linked to the gang. The precision and coordination displayed during this operation showcased their commitment to justice, as apprehensions were made swiftly. In the end, the city breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that safety had once again taken precedence over fear. As the dust settled from the raids, a palpable shift emerged in the city, with residents openly discussing the importance of collaboration between the community and law enforcement. The conversations sparked new initiatives aimed at enhancing community safety, with workshops designed to educate citizens on crime prevention strategies and emergency response techniques. As these initiatives gained traction, neighborhood watch programs flourished, empowering residents to take active roles in safeguarding their streets. Local organizations collaborated with police to host events that fostered dialogue, breaking down barriers and rebuilding trust. The momentum created a newfound sense of unity, igniting a passion for collective responsibility against crime. More citizens began attending town hall meetings, sharing perspectives, and reinforcing the message that a safer city required everyone's participation. Schools incorporated safety drills into their curriculums, drawing students into the conversation and instilling awareness at a young age. Empowered by these changes, businesses also joined the movement, implementing security measures and enhancing their surveillance systems. They recognized that a safer environment would not only protect their assets but provide a sense of reassurance for their customers. Partnerships formed between local entrepreneurs and law enforcement, leading to innovative approaches in neighborhood safety strategies. Social media platforms became vital tools for spreading information, as individuals shared updates and alerts, fostering a culture of vigilance. Trust grew, and the once fractured community blossomed into a cohesive front. Activism surged, as citizens rallied for policy changes and legislative advocacy, calling for enhanced resources to combat the roots of crime. The narrative of resilience unfolded, marking not just the aftermath of tragedy but the birth of a determined populace committed to change. As the city continued to evolve, a spirit of resilience permeated through its streets, exemplifying the remarkable shift from fear to empowerment. Citizens were no longer passive observers but active participants in their safety, which led to a renaissance of hope and determination. With renewed energy, they organized community fairs, inviting families to connect with local law enforcement in friendly, informal settings. This approach humanized officers, fostering relationships that went beyond duty and paperwork. Through these interactions, people began to see the officers as allies rather than strangers, creating a joint effort to reclaim the sense of security that had been lost. The collective actions of passionate residents served to illustrate a powerful truth, that by working together, they could transform not only their neighborhoods but the very fabric of their city. The battle against crime had not just instilled fear, it had ignited a powerful revolution in community engagement. As this collective effort blossomed, stories of individual bravery and dedication emerged, inspiring others to join the cause. Neighbors who once passed silently by each other began to share their stories, connecting through shared experiences of fear and resilience. A community mural project was initiated, depicting the transformation from vulnerability to solidarity, celebrating the newfound unity against crime. Children painted alongside their parents, illustrating hope and dreams for a brighter future. Local artists also joined, adding their creativity to beautify spaces that had previously symbolized decay and despair. Such initiatives did more than enhance aesthetics, they fostered pride and ownership among residents, reinforcing the idea that their voices mattered. The initiative didn't just stop at art, it blossomed into educational campaigns about crime reduction and safety awareness. Schools played an active role by inviting community leaders to share success stories and strategies that had worked within the neighborhoods. Young people were particularly engaged, with many taking on leadership roles in organizing events and promoting safety measures throughout their schools. This investment in education and empowerment of youth generations fortified hope for the future, creating a ripple effect of positivity. With each contribution, the city began rebuilding trust in law enforcement, turning what had once been a source of fear into a partnership grounded in respect and accountability. As these stories of transformation spread beyond the city limits, neighboring communities took notice, inspired to initiate their own movements toward vigilance and collaboration. The spirit of the transformation reached new heights, touching lives and reinforcing the idea that together, they could face any challenge ahead. While the community flourished with fresh energy and solidarity, the FBI remained vigilant, analyzing ongoing trends and threats that persisted in the landscape of crime. With a keen eye on developments in organized crime, agents outlined strategies to adapt to the evolving tactics used by criminals seeking to exploit vulnerabilities. Their intelligence reports underscored the vital importance of maintaining a proactive approach, fostering dynamic partnerships with local law enforcement. This collaboration ensured rapid sharing of information, allowing for timely interventions and educational efforts aimed at residents. As the successes of community initiatives became evident, the FBI emphasized the need for vigilance and warned against complacency, reminding citizens that lasting change required ongoing commitment. Each town hall meeting served as both a celebration of progress and a clarion call to sustain the momentum, propelling the city toward a safer, more united future. As the community thrived, it also faced challenges, with occasional setbacks reminding citizens of the harsh realities of crime. Instances of petty theft and vandalism tested the resilience they had built. However, each incident became an opportunity for dialogue and reflection, reinforcing the need for continued vigilance and cooperative action. Neighborhood watch groups intensified their efforts, swiftly responding to concerns and collaborating with police to deter crime effectively. While the community grapples with these challenges, they remain undeterred, embracing proactive measures to further strengthen their collective resolve. Regular workshops focused on crisis response strategies become the norm, equipping citizens with the skills needed to address potential threats. As comfort grows in confronting issues, discussions often spill into public forums, where ideas for enhancing neighborhood safety flow freely. Residents share personal stories of resilience, fostering a shared understanding of the importance of vigilance and outreach. The streets filled with renewed purpose showcase the blossoming partnerships between law enforcement and the public, united against common threats. This cultural shift highlights the deepening commitment of all involved, illustrating how actively engaging in their safety can yield profound changes. Over time, the community not only becomes more secure but also forges a stronger identity rooted in collaboration and understanding. The success of these initiatives led to increased participation from various demographics, including local businesses, schools, and civic organizations. They recognized the vital role they played in maintaining safety. Together, they organized events and campaigns aimed at elevating awareness about neighborhood vigilance, and their collective impact on reducing crime. In the end, the narrative of the Brink's robbery transcended crime, transforming into a powerful testament of resilience, unity, and the strength of community. Together, they not only reclaimed their streets but also fortified their commitment to a safer, brighter future.